several years ago, about a decade ago, I started working with this company. This company was a company that was, I think as of then, the yearly revenue as an organization was in excess of 70 billion US dollars. And my division was actually a small but specialized division. We dealt with very complex disease states, and our products were such that was highly profitable. Now, I enjoyed working in this office. I loved, what I did in this office. However, I also had an expectation, knowing that my general manager then was an older guy, very experienced and all of that. So I had an expectation that he would mentor me and train me to pretty much take over from him. That was my expectation. Now, there was an issue, there was a disconnect. Despite the very high expectation that I had, my approach to my work was very average. I went to work at the time I was supposed to get to work, 8:30, 8:35-ish. I left at 5 that I was supposed to leave, sometimes 4:58. So, I did my work and everything, but there was nothing that made me stand out. There was nothing that truly spoke of me or about me as being ready to take an organization that dealt with millions of business and also caring for patients, of course. So when the time came, the business was growing, things were going, doing well, going fine, expanding. My general manager brought in somebody from another division of the company, of the corporation, to come and to come and pretty much handle the managerial stuff in the office. And that was my rude awakening at that very point in time. So I had these great goals and aspiration and an expectation, but my actions were at a disconnect with my aspiration. So that was a major mismatch. And that was the reason why what I thought should have been given to me was given to somebody else. Now, does everybody see that picture? Now, that brings me to the first thing I wanted to write down today. And that is the fact that average performance can never, you can underline or underscore never, attract above average opportunities. Average performance can never attract above average opportunities. Again, like I've said, I was a good worker. I wasn't dishonest or anything. I did what I had to do, but I was pretty much doing average, getting by. And what happened? I was passed on. I was passed over. Now, you may say, well, I'm just a gate person. I'm just a gate man. I'm just a teacher. I'm just this. I'm just that. I'm just an accountant. I'm just a bank teller. Why do I need to stress myself? The reality is this. Unless you go above and beyond to do what everybody else is not doing, you will not get noticed. Now, in my case, I'm giving you my own, everything I'm telling you, all these principles here, I'm speaking from a point of experience and authority, but these are things that have worked for me, as well as things that I discovered undermine my own ability to climb. So, say to the person next to you, strive to become above average. Say to yourself, you owe it to yourself to become exceptional. So that is the first thing that we're going to, I want us to first think about and ruminate on today. Now, the moment you decide to take it upon yourself to become above average, one of the things I want you to expect so that you are not rudely awakened or surprised is the fact that you will face opposition. Right from the people that you least expect. Your friends, family members, close associates, co-workers, your study partners. The moment you say, oh, you know what? Oh, you guys can go ahead. I'm going to spend another, an hour or two. I want to, there's this new training I want to quickly do at the back of. They'll tell you, are they paying you for it? No, they're not paying me for it. I'm just spending my own time to learn new skills. Or, oh, I just want to quickly make sure I get this down because I want to put it. Are you the only one? I mean, is your father the owner of the company? Those are the kind of comments that you're gonna hear from people. You might even hear from your family members saying that, guess what? In our family, this is, everybody has just been a regular teacher. Why are you bothering yourself? Why are you trying to do this? People would always want to kill your dreams and your aspirations. And those are the oppositions that you can expect on your way to becoming exceptional. Now, this is what's going to set you apart. Only those who are resolute in their determination to become better will survive those oppositions. Now, if you're just doing something because somebody came and said something to you and you just want to do it just because they said it, I can almost guarantee that you're going to fail. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in what you're doing, because some of the times, when those things that you need to do to become extraordinary, they are actually going to require some sacrifices from you. Most notably, like the Mrs. Ogosi was saying, I mean, she had a business that was private. She had a business that was bringing in money. But she knew that wasn't where her purpose lied. And she had to make the difficult choice of leaving that business. Giving the comfort and the assurance that, yes, X amount of money is absolutely going to come out. At least I know I'm going to make 10 million naira this month, or this week, or today. She had to leave all of that certainty apart or behind, just to pursue something that she truly believed was her purpose or in her calling. And I'm sure a lot of people have told us that she was probably stupid or out of her mind or possibly bewitched when she was doing that. But look at her today. She has gone through that process. She took that leap of faith. And now, here we are, all gathered listening to her success. So, again, you have to be resolute in what you're doing. Now, one of the reasons why this is actually extremely important, which is your resolution, is also in the process of you making that decision to move above the normal or the norm or the average performance. That also gives you the opportunity to audit your associations, the people that you're moving with. I always say this to everywhere I go and people that I talk to. And I say to them, I said, if you look around you and everybody around you is not doing much, and you yourself, you know that you are not where you want to be. But despite the fact of your own inadequacy, you are still the most accomplished amongst them. Run away from them. I'll say that again. If you look around you and people around you are just not doing much, and you yourself that seem to be the most successful amongst all those people, you know within yourself that, man, I am still a long way from where I would like to see myself. But amongst all your friends and acquaintances and associates, you are still the most successful. You need to run away from that group. Put them in the category of people that use, maybe once in a while, once in 3 months or 4 months. Hi, how are you, sister? It's been a while. Yeah, sorry, I've just been really busy. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll see later. And that's it. Because they have nothing to offer you. They have nothing to stimulate your mind. They have nothing to help you achieve that dream. As a matter of fact, they will become those who I call leeches. Do you know what a leech is? A leech is an organism that pretty much, medically, they actually use them to suck blood, to reduce bleeding in some procedures. They suck the life out of your dreams, out of your goals, out of your aspirations. These are the people that will tell you how in your lineage, 25 generations back, nobody has ever bought a car. Why are you trying to buy a car? For you, the moment you start going through that process of friction, that is an opportunity for you to audit your association. Now, what do you do when you audit your association? You let go of those who are not contributory to your personal growth and development, and you look for a new set of people to network with. Most notably, I always tell people that the first thing you want to do is look at somebody that is doing what you would like to do, or somebody that has followed the path that you're aspiring to follow, and look at the things they have done and see how you can associate yourself with them. I mean, here is successful Mrs. Ogosi right here. She had to go and volunteer at a TV station because that was where her heart was. She had to pay that price. I'm going to tell you this. One of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people, young people make today is the fact that they want to equate every single thing with a naira sign attached to it or dollar sign attached to it. That is the biggest mistake and one of the greatest sabotage to actualizing or fulfilling any successful dream. Because first you have to pay the price. There is a process to success. Are we getting it? So what is the first thing I told you to write down? Value proposition is the topic. And what was the first principle? All I heard is let somebody boldly stand up and just tell us. What's the first principle? Stand up, just jump up. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Average performance can never attract above average opportunity.
Average performance can never attract above average opportunity. And what was the next thing I said? I said, the moment you begin to try to make yourself exceptional, do all those things. Expect friction, expect criticism. And I want to formally write that down now, that the process of your refinement always draws criticism. The process of your refinement always draws criticism. Okay, now, again, these critics of yours, there's something they always say. I'm sure you've heard it a lot. When you ask, okay, you don't want me to do this. You don't want me to do that. So what do you want me to do? The next thing they probably say to you is the fact that, don't worry, it's going to get better. Someday, we're going to strike it in this family. Oh, someday you're going to make it. But do you know the truth and the reality of that statement and of the matter is the fact that there is this guy called Mr. Someday who is running so far away from these people. Why is he running away? Is it because they have bad luck? No. Is it because they are destined to be poor? No. It's simply because Mr. Someday knows that if he comes or shows up for them, they are just going to waste his time. They are not ready to receive it. They are not ready. They don't have anything of substance for Mr. Someday to work on that will bring them fulfillment, fortune, fame, or wealth. Therefore, your critics, the ones that are not doing much at all, and want you to stay there not doing much with them, more than likely, might die poor. It's not a curse. Why? Because success is predictable. Show me what you're doing now, and I can tell you where you'll be in the next 10 years. I am not a fortune teller. Neither am I a prophet, or an imam, or a sheikh. But it's just the very fundamental of human existence. Because people that have been successful always lay the foundation upon which a structure is built on. So if what you're doing right now is something that's in line with success or value proposition, then you have a much higher likelihood, not even chance, you are bound to be successful tomorrow. Now, what is the next thing I want us to write down? Is this. Those who desire to thrive, constantly audit their association. It's a different thing for you to begin to refine yourself and you face a criticism and you use that opportunity to identify those who are really toxic for you and those who are just oxygen sucker and all those who are just time wasters. But it's also something else for you to begin to put yourself on that path of success. And you constantly, even amongst the new people that you have identified and you're not associating yourself with, you always want to constantly make sure that they are people that are adding the right type of value to you. Now, I mean, it's okay for me to be friends with maybe somebody in the entertainment industry. But the reality is that how much time am I investing in my association with this person? And how is it contributing to my youth development goals, my human development goals? How much is that association beneficial towards my ultimate purpose as a person? Or is it just more because I can say, oh, I have a friend that is a celebrity? Let me tell you a quick story about myself. There was a day I had to quickly run to I made a trip to Delaware to see one of my aunts that was around from here. And her brother, his wife, lots of people in that family, they were physicians. They were doing very well. As a matter of fact, her brother lived next door to the former Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden. They've always lived, so you can imagine the kind of neighborhood they lived. So they were very successful. Now, I had lunch, I had breakfast with them and all of that. We talked, could be just normal conversation. But there was one thing I took away from that. I called my brother up in the UK, and I told him, I said, wow, brother, I met Uncle Shea today and his wife, and all these guys, they were very nice. Like, one thing I took away from that meeting is this, that I am actually extremely impressed at their success. And my mind is stimulated. What that encounter did for me is that despite, you see a lot of people out there, trust me, it's not everybody that is from the United States that is successful. Erase that from your mind right now. There are some people that are better off back here in our great state of, Kwara State, and our great nation at large. But I'm seeing those people, and what they're doing is actually motivating me to make sure that I am doubling up on then I was still a student, on my academic endeavors. So, even though you are meeting new people, after you are shedding away the old ones, the ones that are non-productive, even the ones that you are meeting, constantly audit them. Right now, what I want to do is turn to the person next to you and just say to them, are you good or bad for me? Okay. I mean, the fact that you are here today already tells me something about you. Albert Einstein said that doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is an expression of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is an expression of what? Insanity. Now, here's something I want to take away from that statement. There's nothing wrong in doing the same thing over and over. That in itself is just called mundane, boring, in another word. But when that is all you do and you expect things to improve, get better, or change, and you're still doing the same thing over and over, that's when Albert said that person is mad, insane. So I'm going to ask you this question, and this is a rhetorical question. But what have you done in the past 5 years that has been that has just been the same over and over, repetitive action, but you're expecting things to be better? Or have you audited yourself? Have you looked at what you've been doing and looked at things that have just not yielded any result, and therefore you've taken action to do things slightly differently? Or look at those that have been successful as a youth, as a young adult, and then you are taking steps to refine yourself, to refine your processes, to refine your associations so that you can get a different and a better result. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Are we sleeping? Okay, good. All right. So, again, in all that you do, even if you have done well last year or you're doing well right now, if you want to do better, dare to dream to be better. Look at ways, okay, I have done this, been there, done that. What's next? How can I make this better? Now I'm impacting 100 people at a time. How can we take that to 200? How can I take that to 4, 5, 1,000? Now I'm a teacher. There's nothing wrong in being a teacher. There's nothing wrong in being a mathematics teacher or a science teacher. But as a teacher, what else can I incorporate into my teaching skills, my teaching pattern? How else can I convey the language of mathematics and integrated science and social studies and biology to these children, so that by the time they leave my classroom, they are excited about math. They are not miserable about math. They're excited about physics. They are not scared of physics. What are those extra steps that I can do to sharpen my own teaching skills? I'm a banker. How can I make every person that comes to my teller station to live there, even if all they have left in their account is 5 naira, they'll live with a smile. And everybody is queuing to, I want to go to Mike's counter. No, you can go, you can go ahead, man. It's okay. I need that guy's touch of smile today. What makes you exceptional in your environment? You may say, well, I'm just a tailor. No, you are just a tailor because you think you are just a tailor. How can you be the tailor that everybody wants? The tailor that customer service is at the top of their priority. You know, it's funny that I said that again. Average performance cannot, or they cannot, they cannot attract above average results. I'm particularly happy because one of the establishments of this great state that is actually employing people is here today, and that's that organization has been represented today. It's Whitefield Hotel. I'll give you a brief story of how I found Whitefield Hotel. Last year, unfortunately, we lost our mom, so we had to come down for funeral in the emergency and all of that. And I was looking for a place to stay. I stayed in one hotel. I did not. My wife and I were miserable. So I went on Google, just quickly looking for, hotels to stay, to stay. And I saw this hotel, Whitefield. I'm like, this looks very nice in pictures. But I've been, once bitten, how many times shy? So I'm like, I want to see, to make sure those are not pictures immediately after construction. I want to see the current state of the hotel. So we took a ride. We went to Whitefield Hotel. And by the way, they're not paying me a dime for me saying this. I am all about celebrating success, especially when it's in my own home state. So, disclaimer, Whitefield is not paying me a dime to say this. Now, so, we went out there. Man, I was impressed. This is world-class environment. Customer service was on point. The hotels were clean. The rooms were well maintained and well kept. It felt like a safe environment, a secure environment. And this is coming from someone. I travel quite extensively. I've been to many continents of this world, so many countries. I've stayed at so many different hotels, and I can truly tell you that the impression I got from Whitefield was exceptional and it was world class. Now, one thing I want you to write down is this. Being average blends you with a crowd with no chance of standing out. There is a part B to that. Being above average effortlessly sits you out of the crowd. The value you bring to an environment will determine the influence you have in that environment. Write that down. The value you bring to an environment will determine the influence you have in that environment. What does that mean? What this means is this. Now, you have a lot of people that when they speak, everybody listens. Why is that? Because people know them for something. Now, if, for example, Steve Cook should say something today and say, you know what? Smartphones have been known. Tim Cook is the CEO of Apple. We all know that, right? Well, let's say back to Zuckerberg, Facebook's here. If he comes and says something about coding today, everybody's ready to listen because everybody knows that this guy knows what he's saying. And this guy is extremely valuable. He leads one of the most valuable companies on the face of the earth. So it's the value that you bring into an environment that is exactly what is going to determine the type of influence that you have in that environment. Now, here's the unfortunate thing I've seen in our community as a whole. And I'm going to ask a few questions. Everybody please close your eyes, because I don't want you to see it. Now, raise up your hand if this applies to you. If you blame the government for your, everybody close your eyes. If you blame the government for your current state where you feel like, only if the government has done more, I'll be better than where I am right now. Let's see your hands up. Okay. If you blame your uncle who is in a high place and they are just not helping you, let's see your hands up. or some friend or family member, you can copy your eyes, I'm just kidding. You know. The only way that you can then change the circumstance is for you to work harder on yourself than you work on your job. I'll say that again, and you can write it down. The only way for you to change the circumstance is for you to work harder on yourself than you work on your job. Now, am I encouraging you to all of a sudden become a sloth at work or become lazy at work? Absolutely not. But while you are sharpening your skills at your job, make sure you are working harder on yourself. What do I mean? When you leave work, please do not go to the soccer viewing place and every day, that's what you do from 6 to 10 at night. You just go and watch soccer. Those guys are running around, they are making millions and millions of pounds. So, don't go to your friend and just gossip about Instagram pictures and what this person did, the shoe that person just bought, the car. No, don't do that. Make it a routine. 4 times out of 7 days in a week. 90 minutes. And nothing is going to distract me. Not even a call from my mother is going to distract me. And I'm going to read a book that will help me, that will be contributory to my pursuit of fulfillment. I'm going to watch a YouTube video that is going to help me learn better about new techniques in carpentry. That is going to help me to learn the new fashion design techniques. That is going to help me to become a better teacher. I'm going to save up some money to go for a training like this. Some courses like, that would help me to become a better person. I'm going to take extra classes, extra training that they give us at work. Now, here's the good news about it. You know, I said work harder on yourself than on your job. In place of you doing all this training, spend all this extra time to make you a better person, a better carpenter, a better teacher, fashion designer, engineer, lawyer, medical doctor. Now, the good news of it is this. If your employer decides that they don't like you anymore and they want to fire you, they can only take away your job. They can never take away your value. What you have become stays with you. And then you walk into another organization and they say that, okay, please, we need you. As a matter of fact, we don't want you, we need you. You become a necessity to organization. And if you decide that you want to even start your own thing and become an employer of labor, you have acquired the skills to do just that. It can always be recovered. You might invest money in something right now, lose $1 million, a couple of million. But as long as there's life and you still have the drive, you can always make tens of millions back in other ways and other avenues. But when you lose time, TIME, you can never get it back. It's gone. So all of those time you spend in gossip, sorry to say, it's gone. You have to make sure you spend your time in a way that you can be accountable, and in a way whereby when you look back, you can see that the 4 hours a week I've invested in myself over the past 2 years is what is now responsible for me standing here before people, teaching them. The rarer you are, the more valuable you are. Why do we spend so much more on gold than we spend on iron? Because iron is plenty everywhere. You can mine iron easily. But gold, it's a tedious process, and it's only a finite amount of gold that's available. Now, when you find yourself doing something and there are so many of you doing it, quickly look for a way that you can set up your own process that will sift you out of everybody else. Because that is what is going to make you more valuable. Don't say, oh, once I go to Lagos, once I get to Johannesburg, to New York, to Taipei, or to Beijing, before I get no. What you're just doing is like you're limiting yourself. From right where you are right now, elevate your game, elevate your ambition. Do more than what you have ever done. The more valuable you are, the marketplace can be influenced easily by you. And the greater the reward the marketplace is willing to pay for.
That is the secret why some CEOs will make what you make in your entire career in just 1 year. Because they just have so much value to offer. And people are ready to grab them if you decide to leave the organization. How are you creating value for yourself? Gossiping? That doesn't do anything. Read books. Watch YouTube training videos. Talk to seminars like this. Join Innovation. Partner with Beautiful Heart International. Look at organizations around you that are doing excellent things. Let's make Illinois a better place by being our own, even as the government is trying to do their own. Let's make Nigeria a great country, a great nation again. Let's make the world a better place because we are willing to go above and beyond, starting with ourselves, and then that becomes contagious. And at the end of the day,